Hi, it's Brittany from the Empurrium. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the final day of my 13 Days of Halloween video series. Happy Halloween! We're wrapping it up with a really fun project. I wanted to do this last year, and I didn't get around to it, so we're making a witch hat with cat ears. It's perfect. It's so cute. I just love it. So I used the witch hat pattern from Juki DDL. I got it on Etsy and I will have a link for it. It's got a bunch of options. So Juki DDL has lots of plushy patterns. I haven't gotten to try them yet, but I really want to. There's free patterns, there's paid patterns, tons. They're so cool. But I've been eyeing up this witch hat. It has multiple options. So I did the pointy hat. It's so hard to do in frame. But I did the pointy hat with an accent band and the cat ears. There are unicorn ears, there's horns, there's a wavy hat, there's a like jagged hat. There's like a potion bottle accent thing. And then I used knit fabric and foam, which the knit fabric isn't one of like the recommended materials, but I made it work and it's cute and I love it. And I hope you enjoy the 13 Days of Halloween. Definitely check out the other 12 projects. That's just how I'm going to say it now. Anyways, we're going to go over cutting it and sewing it. If you don't want to watch parts, you can skim through. I'm sorry, I really like it. Happy Halloween! Cutting out the pattern, I just printed all of the pieces and I pieced them together. And then I'm going to make the biggest size because I'm going to use foam interfacing. And the pattern says that that can cause like more bulk, so I can make it a little bit smaller. I don't know, maybe I have a big head. I'm not sure. I didn't actually like physically measure my head. I should have, but I can't find my one tape measure and I'm just being, oh, you know what? Here, let's see. You ready for this? I could maybe get away with a smaller size, but I'm still going to do the largest one. Worst case, it'll just come down a little bit. Okay. So I have I'm doing the pointed crown. There are multiple options, but they all use the same brim. And then I'm going to do the accent band and the cat ears. So I have picked out some fabrics. I've got foam interfacing. I was going to do fusible fleece, but I really wanted to make the hat black. And somehow the only like actual decent black material I have is knit fabric for like a plain black. So it's going to be like thin, and then with the foam, it'll stand up nicely. So what I have is I've got that knit fabric and it'll be soft. So I'm kind of excited about that. So that is my main hat fabric. I'm going to do the accent band in like hot pink. It's like Empurrium pink. My cat ears are going to be orange. And this is kind of like fuzzy, like fur almost. It's like a blanket material. I made my Meowie cat mist stocking with it. And then the inside of the ear is going to be light pink. So I'm excited. The cat ear has interfacing too. And I don't know if I should use foam. I think if I use foam, it would be like a very firm ear. So I think I'm going to try it. But there are so many options you can do with this hat. There's two other like tops of the hats, like a wavy one and oh, what was the other one? There's three options. Oh yeah, okay, one is kind of like curved and one is wavy. That's what it is. And then there's the different ears. So I'm doing cat ears, there's unicorn ears, there's horns. It's fun. Like there's a lot of options. There's like little applique faces you could do too. And the pattern is really nice. It's well written and everything. Choli Knight has free plushie patterns too, and they all look really nice. So if you just want to see what they look like, definitely go for one of the free ones first if you need to. There is like a layout for cutting for the fabric too. There's directions for the applique, for everything. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut my foam first. I'm gonna get it out of the way. So I'm gonna set a couple pieces to the side. Again, I've got the brim, the pointed hat, and then my cat ears. And I can cut the ears out of the scrap area over here. I also have my iron set up. I know, crazy. Used it a couple times lately. I was gonna use my heat press, but I figured since the size of these pieces, I might as well just iron them. Okay, this is not perfect, but it is just interfacing for the ear. One piece. The pattern pieces all have markings for your seam allowance. They have markings for openings for turning holes, and markings for notches. And the way she does notches, I think that's common for clothes making, but as a bag maker, it's not the way I do it. But you make a notch out on your material, which is difficult for me too because I use a rotary cutter all the time, so I'm just going like in. All right, so there are my outer cat ear interfacing pieces. Let's see. Cut the brim next using my favorite pattern weight. Oh yeah, I gotta cut this part out too, but I'm kind of worried. Yesterday, the video I was recording, I was like, oh, I really wanted a dry erase marker, but I didn't bring one upstairs. There was one right there. Go me. All right. Oh, I was gonna say, I think I need to mark notches for this, but this is just the interfacing, so I'm not going to. Okay, there is the brim. Set that on my ironing board. Okay, and then for the pointed hat, it's a cut on the fold piece. So I'm going to mark where I had the fold, and I like doing just like a little corner thing. Oh, Luna might come say hi. But I'm going to cut the first side, and then I'm going to flip it and line up to those marks I made. Then I'm going to cut the other side. All right. Got the foam all done. I can put that away. At least somewhat. Okay. I want to get the fur off my table first. So I need just a couple of cat ear pieces with this. And all right, so if this is the main outer, okay, I need 2 of these. So I'm going to just fold this in half. And I'm going to cut both of them at once. Carefully. You could pin your pattern piece to the fabric. It would probably make it easier. Just mostly make sure you don't cut yourself. Sometimes I get a little close. Okay. I need to sweep my floor anyways. This fur, you can just kind of like shake it and everything goes everywhere. Okay. So I'll put those with the foam. Foam might be too much for it, but I'm gonna find out. Okay. And then the cat ear edge, I need 2 of. And I really want to cut both at once. I have plenty of this fabric, so. I don't know. I'll cut them one by one. Fur is definitely not the easiest for these like curves and whatnot. Not hard, but okay. So this piece doesn't get interfacing, but I just want to set it over there anyways. All right, one more piece of this fur. This little inner curve for the ear. Okay. So much fuzz. It's fine. All right. Fuzzy fabric. You can go over there. I think that this orange would be really cute as a backing for a donut cat blanket. All right. Let's do the band. And honestly, no. All right, I'll just cut on the fold. Oh, this band does need a piece of hook and loop tape. I have a bunch. I just don't have it on the table right here. But I'll be doing that. There's a cute little option with this band if you want to put like little potion bottles on it, which is really cute. Okay, there's that. No interfacing for that. And then we have the inner cat ear. I'm so glad I had just gotten a bunch of solids. All right, and two of these. So we're going to cut on the fold. All right, I've got those. Done with this one. Just need my main fabric now. And honestly, I think I might use my foam to cut this because it'll be thicker than the pattern piece. All right, I was made a cardigan and I used this. Okay, I think I cut from this end. So you need two of the brim and one of the top of the hat. So I have the pointy hat, and one of those, and 2 brims. The cats are staring at the iron because it's steaming just a tiny bit. They're like, Mom, you don't use this thing. All right. Just trying to smooth it out as much as possible. Wait, did I need 2? I don't need 2 pieces of foam for the brim. Okay, yeah. 1. I was like, oh no. I'm not gonna cut those notches, but I will mark my centers, or the notch points. Okay, now we got to get this inside. Okay. Just the top now. This fit really well in there. Nice. Knit fabric was not one of like any of the recommendations on this, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. Okay. I'm going to fuse this piece here to the foam, and I'm going to fuse one of the brims to the foam, and then we'll be ready to sew. I'll meet you at the machine. We are at my 8700 again. She's getting a lot of use. 13 days of Halloween. I'm gonna switch up the order a little bit for how I am doing this because I'm going to work on the ears and the accent first. But I grabbed, well, they were already sitting here. I got my hand sewing needle. I have the machine threaded with pink, and then I have a bobbin ready to go with the black thread. I had fused the knit fabric to the foam, and then I lint rolled it, and then I put the fuzzy fabric on it again. But so we have the top of the hat, and then I went ahead and clipped the brim. So there are the two pieces. So one is fused to the foam and the other is laying right sides together. I think the knit fabric is actually going to make this easier for me, and you'll see when we get to that next spot. But in the pattern, you make the basic hat first, but I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to skip that. The band, the accent band, the directions are a little different depending on if you decide to do the little potion bottle slots, but I'm not doing that. So it's just gonna be really simple for me, but I did want to grab my hook and loop. If you didn't know, Velcro is like a name brand. So it's actually hook and loop tape. Same thing, kind of like Band-Aid is a brand and Kleenex is a brand. So the equivalents are like a bandage, or I think they call it facial tissue. But yeah. So if you're ever selling something online and you have Velcro, Band-Aid, tissue, or Kleenex, I call them tissues, right? You can't use those terms because those are the name brand terms. Okay, sorry. I know it's loud. I bought this big old pack of Velcro on Amazon. I'll toss it into my Amazon storefront links. I purchased it for my refillable catnip mats. I'm going to use the pink. It's lighter than the color I'm using, but that's okay. Got my scissors. And I'm just going to cut about 2 inches. From each piece. I feel like there's probably a measurement that I missed in the pattern, but this will be good. I think. All right, I've got my Velcro. So I'm going to set those ear pieces to the side. We're going to take our band and you're going to fold under the short ends. I'm just going to toss a little clip here. And then if you have a right or a wrong side, you'll want to make sure you match that up. But I'm going to fold under each one. Now, what am I doing wrong? Was I supposed to have 2 accent bands? I think I'm supposed to have 2. I am. Okay. I'm going to go cut that real quick. Okay. I was like, something is not right. Okay, so you're folding in the short ends. It looks like you can do that on both sides. But I think we only have to do it, yeah. Okay, so we only have to do it on one end of each. So I will lay that down this way. And then I'll lay the other one down on top of it, and I'm just gonna line up the end and match them up and clip a little bit. Originally, I didn't think I was going to do this band, but I was like, well, it'd be really cute to have it, so doing it. Okay, and then down at the end, you need to fold in both sides. And you'll see why we did this here in a minute. Okay, so you have them both folded in, and the fold goes on the outside. And then we're going to stitch around, but we're going to leave the folded end open. Okay. And the pattern gives you seam allowances as you go. And the pattern pieces, I'll tell you the seam allowance of that piece. Oh, I have my stitch length up way far, I forgot. Okay, when you get back to the end, you just want to be careful that when you unclip, that fold is staying folded. So this is what we've got. And then let's see. Yes, keep it folded. So you're going to turn it right side out. It does not tell you, but I'm going to angle trim right here just to help fold in those corners. So I did that on both sides. I'm going to use my hemostats. They are amazing for turning things. So you just go bunch it all up on it, pinch, and then okay. So you will be closing this when you stitch the hook and loop tape on. Just feels weird saying it and not just saying Velcro. I'm gonna finger roll these. I really think I want to top stitch this. So I am just going to roll the seam out with my fingers. Oh, I do have my iron plugged in still. I'm going to go iron this really quick. It's very unlike me. But I want to iron this and top stitch it. I have ironed this. Who am I? I'm just going to top stitch around like 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to start at the end where that hook and loop is going to be. But just gonna stitch all the way around. This is a good decision. Okay, to put the hook and loop tape on, you have this laid out. Let's see. Right, you're probably not going to be able to see the whole thing. I'll explain it. So you take one piece, here, I'll tape it. It's like the thinnest piece of tape, but so you take one and you're going to put it at the end face up. Flip this over. Take the other piece and put it right side up. But you flipped it over, so they're on opposite sides. And I'm just putting it near the end, centered. So it's like this, but they're on opposite sides. And then stitch it down around the edges. You can buy hook and loop tape at Joann's. I used to buy it, I want to say by the yard. It was like 3/4 inch wide, and they had all sorts of colors. And maybe they had clearanced it out, and that's why I have so many. I hadn't bought it in a long time, but I'm starting to run out because I made a decent batch of catnip mats. I used to use it. I used to make like doggy poop bag holders a lot. And then what I've done most recently with it is the car trash cans. I think my tension is a little weird on this machine sewing the Velcro on. But I don't know if it was just because the other side is harder. But anyways, I went to Joann's and I was looking for it, and they don't have it. They only have certain, like, black and white pretty much. And then they had a couple colors, but they were really expensive. So that's why I went on Amazon and grabbed this color pack. Okay, that's not as bad. So now you are able to do that. So it's kind of big. It's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side. That is ready to go. You can do a bow too. There was a bow in the pattern, and I thought about it, and I was like, don't have to do it all. Okay, where are the ears? Okay, so for the cat ears, we've got our two inside pieces, our ear edge pieces. There's two of those. And then the backs of the ears. Fusing foam to this like furry material was very interesting. So I'm just going to hope for the best. Okay, it says to make this easier, you can make 1/8 of an inch clips into the seam allowance of the tight inner curve of the ear edge. I don't really think I need to. This is very stretchy. Okay, so get your inner ear and cat ear edge pieces. Okay, got them. Take the cat ear edge, stretch it to fit it around the inner ear. Okay. I think I'm going to line up these edges first. And then I want the point to match. I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah. I don't need to clip it. I'd say that's dependent on your materials. I'm so excited. I'm gonna pick thee up from the bus today with my witchy cat hat. Or I could do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Halloween. Okay. When this video goes up, it's Halloween. When I decided to do this one, I was like, that's gonna be Halloween day to end the 13 days of Halloween. Oh, also, I'm putting these right sides together. I realized I didn't say that. Okay. Need to sew a little to get clips back. Okay, so we're gonna sew those together. What do you got, George? George just brought me a Happy Meal toy. He announced his arrival. Okay, sewing these together. Hi, where'd you leave it? Hi, bud. Okay, so with this fur, I don't know, maybe I should have sewn it from the other side, but I was worried about folding that over. I think it's fine. We'll check it on the other side and we'll see. That's actually really good. Hi, bud. I love you. I'm making an orange cat hat so I can have orange cat ears too. George is upset with me because he has got some acne going on his chin and I've been trying to treat it. Got very angry with me last night. Okay, I'm repeating that on this one. Okay, can't see. I'm just like moving this as I go, getting it lined up with it. The fur material is very like stretchy and moves a bit. So just go slow and take your time. You don't have to use fur either. So all right, let's hope Looks pretty good. Okay. So then you're going to open it up and press it lightly. It's really cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not going to actually press it like with an iron. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. How many times can I say oh my gosh? Right? Okay. We're going to fold. So you've got this. This is the back of your ear. You're folding here. And then we're going to make a dart right here. Oh, it looks like she might have used foam on this piece in the pattern. Okay, and then you're blending your seam in, it says. So we're kind of sewing. It's like a slanted dart. Okay. Start at the open end. So over here, yeah, and then try to blend your stitching into the fold for a smoother transition and a rounder finish. All right. I think I did it. Okay, repeat that on this one. I wonder if I could like make these and put them on a headband to like make cat ears. I'm sure I could. Okay. Now we're gonna take this kitty ear. You're gonna take and match up your pieces right sides together. And you're gonna leave a turning hole at the bottom. My point doesn't match up like the greatest, but that's okay. So I've got that all clipped together. Maybe if okay, maybe it should though. Yeah, all right. Gonna leave a turning hole right here, but I'm gonna clip this one together first. Like I said, it was very interesting. I guess I don't have enough clips. It was very interesting fusing that. So it got a little, I hate saying dicey, but the shape changed a little. So I'm just going to make sure I catch the fur on both sides. Because technically my foam is a little bit bigger than the fur area in a couple spots. But I'm just being mindful of that. It's fine. Okay, and again, we're leaving a turning hole. I definitely should have caught everything. I'm going to trim the foam just a little bit along the edge. Okay, now we can turn it. I use the hemostats. I really did not leave a big turning hole. But it's just fine. This is too cute. I'm gonna clip that right there. Yeah, little kitty ear. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna repeat that with this one. I have to finish clipping it though. I know my daughter is gonna ask for one. Probably my son too. I wish I had made this sooner so I could have like wore it trick-or-treating. That would have been so much fun, but it's okay. All right, make sure to leave a turning hole again. Okay, this one, I would say the fur wound up like off the foam more than the other side. So I'm just being extra cautious. Okay, I'm gonna trim foam again. Got real close to the stitch there. Okay. And one way to be able to tell if I caught all of the orange is by just going and seeing, and yeah, it's sticking up everywhere. So sticking out from it. Maybe. What did I do? That was just me. Okay. Maybe. I poked through. I think it just went through the stitch. Even though the hemostats are blunt, it can still, depending on your stitch length, like pop through there. They're so cute. I am obsessed. They're adorable. Meow. That was a really good meow. Sounded like Luna. I love that you guys watch me. Okay, so the ears are ready, and the accent band. I'm going to let my bobbin unwind. I'm going to switch my thread. We're going to be sewing the actual hat now. Yay! All right. So I was using Bubblegum Tex 45 from Wizardry. one of my favorite colors. And now I'm going to switch out to my black. I have been really enjoying the Tex 45 in this machine. I like that it is just like, to me, it's like heavy duty thread. It's not like your all-purpose that can break easier. And the colors are really fun. So. All right. So again, I fused foam to the top of the hat in one of the brim pieces. There is no lining for the inside of the hat, and I was thinking how I could change that up, and you could very easily do it. There is a raw seam in this pattern, but you could easily make like a lining for the top of the hat, and then my idea was you could bind it at the end. I think it will work just fine, but I'm going to make it per the pattern today. So we are going to take the top of the hat and fold this side together. So not the curve, the straight edge. Going back up to this part since it was at the beginning of the pattern. Okay. We're going to match this up. My hat is going to be nice and sturdy with this foam. All right, and then we're going to stitch across this, and you are going to make sure you back stitch at the start and stop. And then the pattern has you trim the seam allowance up here at the top. I think you could trim the seam allowance all the way if you really wanted to. It is kind of thick. What do we think? I have issues. Sorry. Okay. Now we'll set that aside for a moment. Oh, they call it the crown. It's the crown of your hat. Just keep calling it the pointy part. Sorry. And then we're going to take the brim. So again, one side has the foam on it, and then the other has no interfacing, and I have put them right sides together. And we're going to sew around the outside edge. Because I'm using knit fabric, I'm being careful that it doesn't bunch up on me. And I'm making sure it stays lined up on the inside edge as well. When I adhered the foam interfacing to it, it stretched the knit out slightly, and I had trimmed it. So this top part, it's a little bit bigger. Also, I'm noticing it's bunching a little when I sew, but I think it's okay. Again, knit wasn't on the list of recommendations. I also thought about interfacing both sides. I think what I could have done, and it would have worked well, is I could have done fusible fleece on both sides of this and not used the foam. I think that would have made for a nice, like, mildly floppy brim. Okay. Does not say to trim your seam allowance. So you're going to turn it right side out now. And this is where I feel like I have an advantage using the knit material. Because you need to now line up your layers and see how, like, all I have to do is stretch that. I think I could top stitch the edge of the hat. It would probably look nice because the knit is going to stretch and it's not going to keep this edge folded in. I'm going to think about it for a second. Another, like, optional thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take and line up in the center. Sorry, I know it's hard to see. I'm just pulling these so they meet. Okay, I'm almost feeling all right with where everything is. I'm just gonna add a couple more for good measure. I can stretch it as I go too. I definitely think top stitching would be really good for the edge. So I'm gonna top stitch around my brim, and then I'm also going to baste this. I'll actually baste that first. And this is just so we can keep these layers together for the next step. Okay, we've got that basted together. And then I'm gonna flip it over and top stitch from what I'm gonna make the like outside. Okay. And I'm gonna top stitch this at like a 1/4 of an inch. I just want that seam of the foam to stay folded in. And again, it's because I used the knit material. If you were using something more sturdy, it would automatically help that stay down, just because when it pulls into the center, it would lay more flat. This is kind of creating a wave, and I'm kind of excited about it. I think it was a good idea. So here is my brim. Now we get to attach them. So it does say here to press the outer edges. Okay. And to make it flat and crisp, but you know. All right. I do have markings. All right. We're going to, let's see. The hat is turned right side out in the picture. Just trying to make this extra pointy. There we go. All right, this is the top and this is the outside. Okay, so I have the marking for the center. I'm going to clip that together and then find my other mark right there and clip that. It does say that you can make notches in the brim if you need to. So I'm gonna see how mine fits first. I don't think I need to make notches. It's kind of flopping all over the place. I'm gonna just try clipping it together first and see where it takes me. I just made 2 tiny little notches just for a tiny bit more space. Okay. We are getting somewhere. Oh my gosh. I'll try that. think it looks great with the clips. I hope if you're a new viewer, you stay. Okay. We're gonna sew inside of there. Okay, this be hard to see, so I apologize. The cool thing about sewing curves like this is you're not technically sewing a curve, you're sewing a straight line, but you're just moving the curve to it. It's always fun. Okay, I think I can fold this down. Okay, I am folding open the seam. I already forgot the name of the top of the hat. The crown. I folded down the seam of the crown. So excited. Okay, so we just want to check. We're going to stitch the seam allowance to the crown. So we'll fold this up and top stitch. So you're going to have to kind of manipulate it. Yeah, it says fold the seam allowance into the crown. Okay. Got this. Folding it to it and top stitching. And you just want to make sure as you go that everything is folding in where it's supposed to. Okay, I'm gonna trim this side before we get back. So cute. Okay, so then the hat is complete. That's really cute. And I did stitch everything down. Okay. From here, let's see. So the band just gets Velcroed on. My band seems like it's too big. I don't know. It's on there. And then for the cat ears, so this is what's interesting. We have the band on there and it's Velcroed on, but the cat ears are going to get stitched like on top of that. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to move over to the table to stitch these on, so I'll be right back. Okay, we've got our hat. You can see it better here. Got the little kitty ears. We need to stitch these on. So I'm going to, I got needle and thread here. I just want to kind of like see exactly where I want them. My only thing is I don't love how the band is sitting with it. It's just, maybe I could, I don't know, I'm trying a couple things here. I don't like that. All right. But I want the pink. Because it's going to stitch the band to it. I guess I just go for it. All right. I think that is good. Terrified. All right. We're going to do a ladder stitch to adhere everything. All right, so that was here. So I'm just going to go in the top layer of the brim. Through the ear. Through the hat. Through the ear. You're just going back and forth. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of the thing about this stitch too is you can kind of leave it a little bit loose and then tighten up when you get closer to what you're doing. And at least the hat is flexible. All right, so I'm right in the corner of the seam. in the corner of the ear. Okay, now we're going to go up. I think I just said it, but you're also closing that turning hole on the ear when you do this. Okay, so I'm going to have to go through the band, and I think I'm just going to go straight through the whole hat at this point. It's going to be easier for me. And I'm going to come back up through. Sorry, I'm trying not to hit the mic. Okay, back through the hat and out. This isn't hard, it's just a little awkward. And I really wasn't sure what color thread I should use for this. Thought about using pink, thought about using orange, and then I just said, guess I'll go with black. Almost there. Okay, from there, once you get to the end, you just want to make sure all the stitches are tight. It's really cute. No lie. Okay, and then I'm going to be knotting this off. And I always do a double knot. I probably could have angled the ear down a little bit. I gotta put the other one on. The kitty ear. Okay, I'm going to speed up sewing the other cat ear on so you don't have to watch me sew for another 7 minutes. they're on. Okay, so I think I need to practice my cat ear sewing skills because I feel like they could be shaped a little better. I don't know, maybe not. I hope you enjoyed my witchy kitty hat. I'm so excited. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna be a cat witch for Halloween next year. I would say it's not too late for this year, but we have already done all of our Halloween events. It's so cute. Ah! I hope you enjoyed. I definitely feel like I will be making more of these. You know what? I bet I could sell witchy cat hats at my cat shows next year. Especially because the one is near Halloween. I think I'm going to try doing the brim with 2 layers of fusible fleece. I do like the knit. I just need to practice more with it because I got the little pleats. But the foam up here for a pointed hat is definitely like, yes. Well, I hope you enjoyed the 13 days of Halloween since we are wrapping it up with this video. If you haven't checked out the other ones, you definitely should. Let me know which one was your favorite. It's this one, right? Maybe. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you did. And I hope you have a great day. Happy Halloween!